Welcome to today's Daily Chelsea, your one-stop shop for all things Chelsea related. There is only one thing to discuss on this Daily Chelsea, and that is the future of Jose Mourinho. There's a lot of speculation here in England among the tabloids that Mourinho is clinging to his job by a thread. What do you think of that?
Mate, as you know, I am and continues to be and always have been an ardent Jose Mourinho supporter. It is literally like a dagger in the heart every time I pick up the paper, hearing all this speculation that he might lose the club. I know it's not been good enough. I know, we've had an unprecedented bad form of results. However, I refuse to just yet jump into the Jose out camp. For me, we've got to stick together in these times.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that if anybody, I think that Mourinho would be the first person to admit that the form has not been good enough this season. It really hasn't. Yeah. But if anybody can put it right, it's this man. And if anybody has earned the right to have the opportunity to put it right, it's Mourinho. Yeah. We have seen him be brilliant for so long that he deserves a bit of faith. Yeah. If this was someone else, I would say, let's get rid.
Oh, definitely.
But he deserves our loyalty.
That is the key point, Rory. You're right. If it was anybody else in the whole world, I think all of us Chelsea fans would have said, right, you've had your go, now sling your hook. But because it's Jose Mourinho and what he's done for our club, he's won 8 trophies for us, in his 2 different spells.
Mental, including 3 Premier Leagues.
3 Premier Leagues. He is an icon. He's a living legend, and he has earned the right to go for a little blip. And I know, sitting in 15th position or wherever we are at the moment is just not good enough, especially for reigning champions. But it isn't as doomsday-ish as it might look at first glance.
It's only 9 points off 4th anyway.
Yeah, and if 3 wins. I had a look at the table earlier, and there's about 5 teams all stuck on 13 points, right? Or not 13 points, but there's about 5 teams all on the same point. So you're only looking at a couple of wins that go your way and a couple of defeats that go against our competitors, and we're right back in the mix.
Do you know the other thing that really winds me up? And I've seen a few people suggesting that they want him out. Who do you want to bring in? Like, there's nobody out there. I'm not having anybody out there is better placed to fix this problem than the man currently at the helm. I will not hear it. People have suggested Ancelotti. His fallout with the club wasn't great. Yeah. So I'd be very surprised if he were to come back.
And Carlo himself, actually, sorry to interject, he had a word on this himself this weekend, and he said that Mourinho is the man to get us out of the. He's the quote unquote. He is the right man to get Chelsea out of this situation.
I couldn't agree more, Carlo. As usual, you speak brilliant and make nothing but sense. I think that Mourinho is definitely the man for this. When you think of the other people out there, so Ancelotti is one suggestion. Yeah. Not likely. People have said Hiddink. I thought Hiddink was fantastic at Chelsea, and I do think he has some unfinished business with us, but he made a bit of a pig's ear of the Dutch campaign, didn't he? Yeah,
and he's cracking on a bit now. He must be approaching, 70 years old, Hiddink?
Yeah, he can't be far off.
He can't have too many more fresh ideas, bubbling around in his barn.
And who else is a potential? Someone like Brendan Rodgers. What a clown! What a clown he has proved to be. It's madness to suggest that anybody is better placed. Other people have been talking about Diego Simeone. Obviously a wonderful talent, but very committed to Madrid. So what is the point of this? Mourinho is definitely the man.
Yeah, and if we had any other manager and we were going through this slump and we were asking ourselves, who's the best person to get us out of this situation, we'd all be saying, if only we had Mourinho, if only we had Mourinho.
It's very true. Do you know the other thing? It goes against the grain for me to talk like this because I find luck, when people start talking about luck, it's sort of the last refuge, isn't it? It's the last refuge before sort of a fall. But we wouldn't be having this conversation now if we had got a positive result against West Ham. And we would have got a positive result against West Ham if the circumstances were slightly different. I think that Fabregas's goal should have obviously stood. Yeah. We were a millimetre away from Kurt Zouma scoring. It's just a shame. And then a moment of madness, the Matic incident.
Did us no favours.
And
he should know better for that message.
Yeah, I know. I pointed this out in an article. I wrote an article for the Daily Mail yesterday. Have a look at that article. Because we did discuss it there. But we are logical, and we're not so blind and so tribal that we can't see that Chelsea and Mourinho need to change slightly. Yeah. So I think that certain things do need to evolve. And I think the obvious thing, Mourinho, when he came back to Chelsea, he christened himself the happy one.
That's right.
It would be nice if we saw that side of him, because I think it's wearing. I think his constant miserable status is having a bit of a negative impact on the air of the club.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice for that. But what else? In fact, guys, can you help us out here? What do you think needs to improve? If you could put your finger on it, it'd be really handy. Please comment below. Let us know what you think needs to improve. What would you suggest?
I think for me, probably 2 things that spring to mind. The first thing would be I want to see more youngsters. You know, we've got such
We've got such a
bulk
brilliant
of
academy
talent,
as well.
like just waiting to get their opportunity. When you think of, you know, Roftus, you know, Kennedy.
there's loads.
There's loads of them to reel off, and they're all just, you know,
nearly there.
Nearly there. And I think a lot of the time, whenever these kids have been given a chance, they've done well.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I think that, you know, an injection of youth would get, you know, everyone in the crowd, you know, a bit buzzy, a bit more chatty, give us something to talk about apart from, you know, why isn't Fabregas performing? Why isn't Costa performing?
And it should be a meritocracy, shouldn't it? It should be a meritocracy.
Absolutely.
These kids are doing well, Fabregas isn't doing so well, so therefore there should be a change.
Yeah.
Please, guys, comment, let us know what needs to change here. We really do need your help on this one. And also, if you are one of the people who are the non-conformists, if you do think that Mourinho's had his day, comment below, let me know why you think that, and crucially, who you think we should get in. As always, remember, thank you very much for watching, and remember, we are the champions, they are not.
Come on, you champions.